It was not a successful blind date. Chapter 1, The Date That Was Never Mine. Have you ever shown up for a blind date you never agreed to? I have. My name is Nicholas Lim. Most people call me Nick. I'm 34 years old and the CEO of Lumina Technologies, a software company based in Singapore. I spend more time reviewing financial reports than I do meeting people. My older brother, Daniel, was the social one. Unfortunately for him, he was stranded in Tokyo after his business flight was delayed. The evening before his return, my mother called. Nick. Yes, Mom? You have to do me a favor. Whenever she started a sentence like that, I knew I was already losing. Daniel was supposed to meet someone's daughter tonight. Mom. He can't make it. So, you'll go. I nearly dropped my coffee. I don't even know her. Neither does Daniel. It was only dinner. Exactly. Mom. She interrupted. You'll be helping me save face. There was no winning. 2 hours later I found myself standing outside one of Singapore's most impossible restaurants to book. Reservations took nearly 4 months. People literally celebrated getting a table. And I was about to waste one. Or so I thought. Chapter 2, The Girl Who Wasn't Supposed to Be There. The hostess smiled. Mr. Lim? Yes. Your guest has already arrived. I walked toward the table. A young woman stood up. She looked just as confused as I felt. You must be. She hesitated. Nicholas? Yes. You don't look very excited. I was about to say the same thing. She laughed. My name's Nikki. We sat. Awkward silence. Finally she sighed. I should probably confess. I smiled. So should I. You first. She laughed. No, you. I leaned forward. I'm not actually supposed to be here. Her eyes widened. You too? What? My friend begged me to replace her. I blinked. You mean, I'm standing in for someone? I couldn't stop laughing. I am too. She stared for a second. Then burst into laughter herself. The waiter arrived. Would you like to order? Nikki looked at me. Well, we're already here. This reservation took months. We may as well eat. I completely agree. Before we finish the story, I hope you love what we brought you. This story was created by Pearl. Please remember to subscribe and like so that we can continue to create more stories. Chapter 3, The World's Most Expensive Tiny Dinner. The restaurant was beautiful. Elegant lighting. Perfect service. Food that looked like artwork. The waiter carefully placed our first course. Nikki looked at the plate. Then looked at me. Is something missing? No. I think that's the whole dish. She leaned closer. That's adorable. I laughed. The second course arrived. Equally tiny. By dessert, Nikki whispered, I'm still hungry. So am I. We've just spent 2 hours pretending these portions are enough. She grinned. There's a supper cafe 5 minutes away. I looked around dramatically. If the chef hears you, he'll probably serve us one peanut. We laughed so loudly nearby diners smiled. Chapter 4, Supper Instead of Goodbye. The supper cafe couldn't have been more different. Plastic chairs. Bright lights. People chatting loudly. The smell of barbecue meats filled the air. Nikki sighed happily. This feels more like dinner. We ordered chicken chop and iced lemon tea. When the food arrived she smiled. Now this is a proper meal. I laughed. So, what do you really do? I'm marketing. What about you? I'm in technology. Neither of us mentioned company names. Neither of us cared. We talked for hours. Travel, family, movies, bad cooking, funny childhood stories. At one point the cafe uncle smiled. You two have been laughing all night. Nikki looked at me. I haven't laughed like this in years. Neither had I. Chapter 5, Walking Home. By midnight the city had become quieter. I insisted on driving her home. She looked out the window. You know, I'm glad my friend cancelled. I was thinking the same. She smiled. But imagine if the people who arranged this knew. They'd probably think their matchmaking worked. We'd have to disappoint them. We weren't the original choices. She laughed again. No. We were the replacements. I pulled up outside her apartment. She hesitated before opening the door. I had fun. I did too. Can we meet again? I was hoping you'd ask. Chapter 6, The Unexpected Surprise. 2 weeks passed. Work became busy. Our schedules made dating difficult. Still, we texted every day. One Monday morning, my HR director walked into my office. We've shortlisted a marketing consulting firm. They're sending someone to lead our new branding campaign. Excellent. She starts this afternoon. At exactly 2 o'clock. There was a knock. Come in. The door opened. Nikki walked inside. She froze. So, this is where you work? I stood up laughing. You're the consultant? She covered her face. Oh no, you never told me you were CEO. You never told me which company you worked for. The HR director looked between us. Do you already know each other? Nikki answered first. We met at a dinner neither of us was supposed to attend. Chapter 7, Professional First. Our companies quickly established clear boundaries. Nikki wasn't my employee. She worked for an external marketing consultancy. All approvals went through the project committee. Financial decisions required multiple executives. Everything remained transparent. One afternoon she smiled. I was worried this would be awkward. It isn't. Because we're both professionals. And because I still owe you another supper. She laughed. Only if it's not fine dining. No tiny portions. Deal. Chapter 8, Falling in Love Naturally. Over the next few months, the campaign became one of the company's biggest successes. Customer engagement doubled. Brand recognition increased dramatically. The board congratulated Nikki's team. One evening after the celebration, we returned to the same supper cafe. The same uncle recognized us immediately. You finally came back. Nikki smiled. This place brought us luck. The uncle laughed. No. You brought each other luck. I looked across the table. I think he's right. Nikki became quiet. I've been wanting to tell you something. What? I've stopped believing in coincidence. So have I. Chapter 9, The Truth Comes Out. Months later, our families organized another dinner. This time everyone attended. Daniel shook my hand. So? You stole my blind date. I laughed. It wasn't your blind date. You never went. Nikki's friend smiled. I honestly thought both of you would cancel. We almost did. My mother looked proud. So technically, my matchmaking worked. Daniel rolled his eyes. Mom. They were replacements. She smiled knowingly. Sometimes, the backup plan is God's best plan. Nobody argued. Because everyone knew it was true. Chapter 10, The Only Reservation That Mattered. Exactly 1 year later, I booked the same impossible restaurant. The hostess recognized me. Welcome back. This time, the tiny portions didn't bother us. Because we already knew where supper would be. After dessert, I reached into my jacket. Nikki smiled. You're not about to complain about the food again, are you? No. I knelt beside the table. The first time we came here, we weren't supposed to meet. The second dinner was work. But every dinner after that was because I chose you. She covered her mouth. I don't believe in accidents anymore. I believe in unexpected blessings. I opened the ring box. Nikki, will you marry the man who wasn't supposed to be your blind date? Tears filled her eyes. She laughed through them. You know what? If my friend hadn't begged me to replace her, we never would have met. And if my brother's flight hadn't been delayed, I'd have missed the love of my life. She nodded. Yes. Yes, Nicholas. Of course I will. The restaurant applauded. The chef even stepped out of the kitchen to congratulate them. As they left, Nikki smiled mischievously. I'm still hungry. Nicholas laughed. I had a feeling you'd say that. Where to? She slipped her hand into his. Our place. The supper cafe? She nodded. Because that's where strangers became friends. Friends became partners, and two replacement blind dates discovered they had always been each other's first choice. Epilogue. Their marketing campaign became an award-winning success, and the professional relationship between their companies remained transparent and respected. A year later, Nikki accepted a permanent role as Chief Marketing Officer at Lumina Technologies, but only after she and Nicholas were married, ensuring there was never any conflict of interest. Whenever friends asked how they met, they smiled and shared the same story. It wasn't a successful blind date. It was two people who weren't even supposed to be there. And somehow we both ended up exactly where we belonged. The end. I hope you love what we brought you. This story was created by Pearl. Please remember to subscribe and like so that we can continue to create more stories.